Good morning, everybody. I hope you all have your warm clothes on. This is the temperature that would probably also be prevalent in Ukraine right now, I would imagine. This is not summer, this is winter. But this is a very important moment in the history of Ukraine and in the history of European security. I cannot think of a more decisive moment right now. And it is my privilege, my pleasure, on behalf of the Munich Security Conference, to welcome not only the organizers, but also all the guests to this wonderful exhibition. It's not the first time this exhibition has been at earlier, in a different way, at earlier Munich Security Conference events. Earlier this year, a similar exhibition was displayed in Davos during the World Economic Forum. And I think we could not have done a better thing to make the plight, the pain, the death, the suffering of Ukraine, of Ukrainian people, more visible than through the artistic works that have been displayed here. So I'm really very pleased to have this opportunity today. And just one final word before I hand over to the curator. I think that today we have good news and we have maybe not so good news. The good news, I think, is that there can be hope now that serious efforts will be conducted to bring this war to a negotiated end. The not so good news is that some of us, including many of my Ukrainian friends and many of my European friends, are not so sure that our views will be fully taken into account in the process that's been announced. This is why this weekend here in Munich is of such great importance, because we have important US leaders, including, of course, Vice President Vance here. We will have a speech later today, a presentation by President Zelensky. In other words, everybody is here, and many European leaders can chime in to make sure that we try to create a consolidated Ukrainian Western approach to this effort at negotiation. This is why I think I've been running the Munich Security Conference now for almost 20 years. This is probably one of the most decisive, most historic Munich security events that I can remember. Having said that, welcome again to this wonderful exhibition. I hand over to Björn Geldhoff, who has been the curator of these exhibits for the last number of years. Really wonderful creations. Björn, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. And welcome everybody to the exhibition. We'll be able to walk around in the exhibition shortly after the opening remarks. Now it's my pleasure to introduce the founder of the Victor Pinchuk Foundation and EastOne Group, Mr. Victor Pinchuk.
Good morning, dear friend. Thank you very much that you are here. Thank you very much, dear friends from Germany, Estonia. Thank you very much. I think this temperature, it's also part of our exhibition. It's just installation. Feel just a little bit how sometimes Ukrainians suffering because of crazy, wild attempt of our enemy to destroy our energy infrastructure during this January, February. It's crazy. But now a few words about our exhibition. This year we call our project here "Your Country First, Win With Us," and I will explain what I mean. For example, you can see here beautiful, powerful image. This is video work of a very important contemporary artist from Belgium, David Clairbot, and he wants to show beautiful Western European house and beautiful life in the Western world now. Please show this from the very beginning, because this is a 30 minutes long video. We will show this during few seconds, just first, second, third video. Beautiful life of Europeans, beautiful house. And you can see how easy and how quick this beautiful world could be destroyed completely if you will not fight against our crazy wild enemy in Ukraine now. Sure. And last, that's all. But you can see this story, development story during 30 minutes. Just it's, and art is very powerful weapon. During previous years, we tried to get under the skin of decision makers with different exhibitions. During previous years, we tried to show Russian war crimes. We tried to show suffering of Ukrainians with the idea that decision makers will see this and they will supply weapon to Ukraine quicker and much more. And it worked, but it almost doesn't work now. And our message for this 2025, and with this message we want to get under the skin of Western decision makers. This is in your deepest interest, your national security, in your deepest interest to not let win our crazy wild enemy in Ukraine. This is your interest. Of course, we are fighting for independence in Ukraine, but you have to protect your national interest in Ukraine. And art, we hope that with this message, we will get under the skin of decision makers, because we hope that many heads of state, governments, members of delegation will see this exhibition during these 2 days, and including Americans. And yeah, it will help. I want also to mention one more great sculpture. You will see this in other end of this exhibition. This sculpture made by great powerful piece Vola, made by Ukrainian artist Alexei Sai. You will see this. It's big letters. These letters he took from the city name of small city on the front line, Lubimivka. You will see these letters damaged by bullets, because this is from the front line. And Vola in Ukrainian has double meaning. First, freedom, and second, will. One word, and this is very symbolic. If you want to protect and save your freedom, you have to have a will. And one of the messages of this exhibition, let's have a will to protect freedom with Ukrainians. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Pinchuk. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Tobias Lindner, the Minister of State and Transatlantic Coordination of the Federal Foreign Office of Germany.
Thank you so much, dear colleagues, excellencies, friends, soldiers, ladies and gentlemen. Monday in a week, it is 3 years that Russia transformed its war against Ukraine into a full-scale invasion. And this here, it's not just another exhibition. These are pictures, sculptures, that transform what seems to be a normality for many people in Western European countries. Oh, just a war. It transforms these facts and figures and numbers we see in our fact sheets on a daily basis into human beings, into victims, to see the destruction. As you said, it goes under our skin. And as this is not just another exhibition, it's not just a full-scale invasion in a neighboring country. It is about our own security. The fact how this war might come to an end will have serious consequences on the security of all of us worldwide, and especially here in Europe. And I can assure you that the German government, that my ministry is fully aware of that. We want peace too. We are committed to peace, but to a just and lasting peace. And if we take peace through strengths serious, that means that we need to further strengthen Ukraine. That Ukraine sits on a negotiation table in the strongest possible position. And as the foreign ministers of many European countries have agreed just 2 days ago in Paris, I can assure you we are not only able, we are willing to step in and to further support Ukraine in its way for a just and lasting peace. Thank you so much, and Slava Ukraini.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to introduce Margus Tsahkna, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Estonia.
Thank you very much. Thank you for organizing this exhibition here. And I had a privilege as well to see exactly the same exhibition in Davos. And I can assure you, Victor, that it went under everybody's skin. But we need to understand, of course, that the war and all these atrocities, they are always not only geopolitical, but they are personal as well. And we are all humans. And today as well, we have gathered here to the Munich Security Conference, not only as representatives of different nations and countries and governments, but also as human beings. So I suggest that everybody should cross this corner here and think as well, what does it mean personally to be in the middle of the aggression and war? But I totally agree that this Munich Security Conference is definitely one of the most historical during the period. Unfortunately, there are some parallels from the Munich 1938. And I do hope, and I have this trust and understanding that we can actually avoid everything what came after the 1938. We could be, and we must be, and we have these opportunities and capabilities to be decisive, not to repeat everything what we already know from the history, and the cost was really high. So please, you're making photos from us, but make a photo from this quote in the middle. And this is exactly what Lavrov says. This is not about Ukraine, it's about the world order. And we need to understand that we are not only supporting Ukraine because Ukrainians are fighting for their freedom, and this is existential fight, but it's about us all. It's about the world order. And Putin has not changed the goals. He announced in 2021, December, and he repeatedly said it even after the phone call of President Trump a couple of days ago, that the main problem is the core reasons. And the core reason for him was collapse of the Soviet Union. So we need to understand that we stand together about not changing the world order based on his ideas of restoration of Soviet Union and different zones of influence in the meaning. So thank you very much for organizing this exhibition. But let's use this opportunity, this historical momentum, to have a real peace, not ceasefire, but peace, long-lasting and just peace, and also the solid security architecture for Europe. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Last but not least, it's my honor to introduce Ksenia Dolidze, combat medic and military psychologist of Lyud Brigade by the National Police of Ukraine.
Dear guests, welcome. I'm happy to be here and participate in the opening of this exhibition. Actually, I am glad I am alive. The events in my Ukraine have taught me to appreciate life. My name is Ksenia Dolidze. I am combat medic and military psychologist. Before the war, I was just like you. I was a mother, I was a university teacher, track and field athlete, officer of the National Police of Ukraine. I was the first and only woman from police of Ukraine who volunteered to go to war in my Zaporozhye region. Since the beginning of the war, we have been supported by many countries. We appreciate and will never forget this support. However, there are those who took the position of an observer. As a military psychologist, I can say that this is one of the psychological defense mechanisms called denial. This may indicate that these countries are already participants in these processes in Ukraine, which they ignore. They can look for many excuses for their indifference, ignore the opinion of many world experts about the immediate need to unite for common security. But let them ask themselves why and for what they keep silent and do nothing. If these people still have a living heart and pragmatic mind, it should be able to reach their consciences. It's important to realize that this is in their interests for Ukraine to win. Thank you for attention.
Thank you very much. And with this, the exhibition is open. For those who wish to have a guided tour, I'll be happy to offer one. Thank you very much.